All right, episode 2 of Card Story, where I talk about a card from my personal collection or my store inventory. And folks, quite frankly, I should have ran this card on episode 1, hindsight being 2020. But oh well, we're gonna run it today, and it's not a rookie card. I'll say that much, and it's actually a card only valued between $20 and $30. But I told you this show is not going to be always about expensive cards. Let's talk about the player depicted on this card. He played for 21 seasons for 4 teams from 1967 to 1987. He has a World Series ring for every finger on one hand. He has 563 home runs. That might be a giveaway there. He's a 14-time All-Star, and he won the AL MVP in 1973. The 4 teams he played on were the A's, Orioles, Yankees, and Angels. Time to reveal our card, and you probably guessed based on some of these tips, Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. The card you see here is a 1979 Topps PSA 8. Like I said, not the most expensive card in the world. And you might say, well, why is that? What's the significance of this card? And many who've listened to me for a while or have gotten to know me will know the answer to that. In 1979, I opened my first pack of cards ever, a 1979 Topps baseball pack in Brooklyn, New York. And the third or fourth card in that pack was this card. And Reggie was the toast of New York, and I was hooked. Now, this is not the actual card from that actual pack. There's no way that card would grade a PSA 8, and I have no idea if it even exists no more or where it might be. I beat it up pretty good handling it, but wanted to get this card again to really symbolize, my start, my journey here in the hobby, and here we are, right, 43 years later. But this was really the card that started it all. I'm not a super Reggie Jackson fan, but I mean, if you're a baseball guy, you can't argue of his greatness. So let's talk about Reggie's greatness here. Some more facts about him. He's a 2-time World Series MVP. 2 clubs have retired his uniform number, the Yankees and the A's. He's a Philadelphia native. He's appeared in numerous movies and TV. Did you know he co-wrote a book with fellow Hall of Famer Bob Gibson, where they both talk about their careers on opposite ends? Bob as a pitcher, and Reggie Jackson, obviously, as a hitter. He was involved in a 1980 shooting over a parking lot incident where he asked somebody to get out of the way with the car. They were kind of blocking, and the passenger in that car pulled out a weapon and fired at Reggie 3 times. Thankfully, missing Reggie all 3 times, but that person was obviously arrested for attempted murder. It was the third ever story reported on newly minted CNN at the time. So it was the third story ever talked about on CNN. He had some other, he was sort of a target for verbal abuse and people who wanted to challenge him to fights, but came out unscathed, thankfully. He still currently works in baseball as an advisor for the Astros. So that's going to do it for this week's card story. For me, this card is very, very sentimental. It hangs on my wall over there under normal circumstances. And so the card that kind of started it all for me. So I probably, like I said, hindsight being 2020, I probably should have ran this card last week. But Hey, episode number 2. It's only one episode late. Thanks everybody for watching. We're going to try, like I said, to do these every Wednesday with a different card. Hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think in the comments or send me a message. Thanks. We'll see you again real soon.